Satu, dua, tiga.
Tiga.
Welcome everyone to Global Gigs, where we chat about all things international. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of Indonesian foreign policy, focusing on the era of President Megawati Soekarno Putri. First, introduce myself. My name is Andrea Haridewi Anjani, and joining me are these brilliant minds.
Hi, I'm Lutfia Walfrida. I'm passionate about Southeast Asian politics.
Hi, I'm Tabina, and I love analyzing international relations through historical lens.
Hello everyone, Solomita's here, and I'm particularly interested in the role of domestic politics and the politic and shaping of foreign policy.
And I'm Haliza Nasution. I'm all about understanding the debate and challenging in today's foreign policy landscape.
Okay, before we explore further and listen to each of you have your say, let's get to know what foreign policy is and the history of Megawati, who was in charge at that time. Check it out. Tadi di cut. So we're gonna talk about Indonesia foreign policy in one of the Indonesian president era Megawati. And before that, we're gonna introduce on our team is Sylvia Walfrida, and then Andrea Hari, Haliza Nasution, Tabina Revi, and Shalomita Caroline. The first one is, what is foreign policy? Foreign policy refers to the set of decisions and action that make up the public policy of a government to protect the well-being of its citizens and guide its relationship with other countries and international organizations. It involves a country objective and activities in relation to its interaction with other state, union, and other political entities, whether bilaterally or through multilateral platforms.
Indonesia's foreign policy in the Megawati era, 2001 and 2004, is recovering from economic crisis and as Timor conflict focused on rebuilding trust and stability. And the strengthening ASEAN ties is advocating for regional cooperation and economic integration, and restoring international reputation, engaging with global partner, and improving Indonesian image after Suharto era. And the last one is counter-terrorism, building security alliance and cracking down on domestic threats. And the achievement of Megawati foreign policy is enchanted regional cooperation played a key role in the initiative like the ASEAN Free Trade Area. And the second one is improved relation in the international community, rebuilding trust with Western national and strange diplomatic ties. And the last one is contribution to global solution, actively participate in UN peacekeeping mission and international cooperation.
Indonesia foreign policy principle, independent and active, non-aligned with major powers, actively promoting peaceful international cooperation. The second one, national interest, protecting sovereignty, territorial integrity, and economic well-being. Regional focus, strong commitment to ASEAN and Southeast Asian stability, global engagement, active participant in international organization. The next, challenges for Indonesian foreign policy, balancing regional and global priorities, managing competing interests and responsibilities on different levels. Second one, maintaining influence in a changing world, adapting to rising China, shifting US-China relation, and emerging issues like cyber security. The last one, transparency and public participant, addressing concern about lack of public involvement in foreign policy decision making.
Here are some criticism of Megawati foreign policy. The first one is lack of clear vision, accused of being reactive rather than protective in shaping Indonesian global role. The second one is limited public involvement, concerns about decision-making being concentrated in the hand of the executive branch. The third one is balancing act challenges, difficulties in managing relation with China and US simultaneously. There are some debates on foreign policy making in Indonesia. The first one is centralized model, traditional approach with significant power vested in the president and military. The second one is call for reform, increasing demand for transparency, public consultant, and parliamentary oversight. And the last one is finding the right balance, ongoing debate about how ensure effective decision making while engaging the public.
The future of Indonesian foreign policy, opportunities leverage growing economic and strategic location to play a larger role in international affairs. Challenge, navigate complex geopolitical landscape, address climate change and other global issues, promote democracy and human rights. Engaging the future, adapting to evolving world circumstances, and involving its citizens in shaping a dynamic foreign policy. For the conclusion, Indonesia's foreign policy plays a crucial role in shaping its national identity and global standing. Megawati's era, marked by rebuilding trust, regional cooperation, and counter-terrorism efforts. Looking ahead, continued debate on how to make a foreign policy more inclusive, effective, and responsive to the challenge of the 21st century.
Fantastic! After we have seen the explanation, I would like to hear more in-depth views from each of you. Let's start from the basic question first. What is foreign policy for you guys?
For me, it's primarily about the way countries interact with each other. It includes diplomacy, trade and security alliance, and even cultural exchange. Basically, it's how a country positions with the international community.
Got it. Now, Indonesia has a rich and dynamic foreign policy history. What were some key principles guiding its approach during Megawati's presidency from 2001 until 2004?
I think Megawati continued the Suharto era focus on regional stability, particularly within ASEAN. She also emphasized national sovereignty and non-interference in internal affairs, often referring to the independent and active foreign policy of her father Sukarno.
Actually, it's interesting to note how domestic politics influenced Megawati foreign policy decisions. She faced pressure from various groups, including a nationalist, military, and business interests. This sometimes led to a caution and pragmatic approach, balancing different priorities.
Absolutely. Now, there are debates surrounding how Indonesian foreign policy is made. What were some of the key arguments during Megawati's era?
Actually, one major debate was about the level of transparency and public participation. Some argued for more open and inclusive process, while others prioritized maintaining a strong executive role in foreign affairs. And another hot topic was the balance between regional and global interest. Some felt Indonesia should prioritize its immediate neighborhood, while others argue for more active role in the world stage.
These are certainly crucial issues. So, looking back, how do you guys evaluate Megawati foreign policy?
I think it was a mixed bag. On the one hand, she helped restore Indonesia's international image after the Suharto era and play a key role in regional peacebuilding efforts.
However, some argue her policies lack a clear vision and were too reactive to external events. Additionally, the debate about transparency and public participation remained unresolved.
And I think it's important to remember that Megawati era was a period of transition and rebuilding for Indonesia. Perhaps we can view her foreign policy as a stepping stone towards a more mature and robust approach in the years to come.
That's a great point. It's clear that the conversation around Indonesian foreign policy continues to evolve, with new challenges and opportunities emerging all the time, but I wasn't all smooth sailing. Critics argue that Megawati's foreign policy lacked clear vision and leadership. Some say she focused too much on regional issues and neglected broader global concerns.
And let's not forget the internal debates. How foreign policy is made in Indonesia is a hot topic. Some say it's too top-down, dominated by the president and military, while others call for more public involvement and transparency.
So, what do you think? How would you shape Indonesia foreign policy in the 21st century?
I think we need to balance regional concern with global engagement. We should advocate for peace and human rights and actively participate in solving global issues like climate change and pandemics.
Dialogue foreign policy shouldn't be a mystery behind closed door. Let's encourage open discussion and let the people have a say in shaping our nationality identity on the world stage.
Excellent points. This has been a fascinating discussion, but we're just scratching the surface, right? There's so much more to explore about Indonesian foreign policy, from the legacy of Sukarno to the challenges of the digital age. Thanks for joining us on this journey into Indonesian foreign policy. Remember, the world stage is always shifting, and it is up to us to keep exploring and engaging in this crucial discussion. Thank you!